Welcome back to the ranking of Naruto games, the show where we play, review, and rank every Naruto game ever released. As usual, before starting to play a new Naruto game, I looked at the comments and read what you guys wanted me to play next, and let's just say, a lot of you wanted me to play Uzumaki Chronicles 2. Having reviewed the first Uzumaki Chronicles and placed it relatively low on our list, I was excited to see why you all enjoyed Uzumaki Chronicles 2 so much. Without a doubt, it's better than the first game, but oh my god, you guys hyped it way too much. This game had so many moments where I just wanted to pull my hair out, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world given our sponsor today, Keeps. Did you know that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? I have a lot of hair right now, but if I keeps playing these games, I'm sure I'll start balding pretty soon. Luckily, Keeps is here to help you, and they've made it so easy that you can actually get treated from the comfort of your own house. No need to go to a doctor and get a prescription. You can visit a doctor online with Keeps and get the medication you need delivered to your home every 3 months. There's no magic solution, no special potion that you drink to grow a full head of hair. The best way to keep your hair is by preventing hair loss. Treatments can take from 4 to 6 months, sometimes even more to see results, so the sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save. So if you're noticing that you're losing hair, do something about it. For a limited time, if you go to keeps.com/Globku, you get a 50% discount on your first order. Link down below. Thank you, Keeps, for sponsoring this video. And if you guys enjoy these videos and would like me to experience these games live for the first time, check out my Twitch. Links down below. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Uzumaki Chronicles 2. It got a decent number of updates over the first game. You can actually play a decent number of characters in this one instead of just having them being timed assists that you can play for a short amount of time. The story is still original, but this time it's fully connected. They actually tell a story from start to finish in these story missions. They added co-op, they added 2-player battles, and every character gets a chipboard this time around. Sounds good so far, except that every single one of these upgrades is super flawed. If you don't want to hear me rant about your favorite childhood game, click away right now. I'm about to trash your entire childhood. First of all, combat has remained mostly unchanged, but they actually call Naruto's jutsu the Rasengan instead of Power Strike. Good upgrade. And you can still do Naruto's combos, juggling opponents with shadow clones and such. I really like this combat system. And now that you have multiple characters, you can actually discover combos with everyone else, except it seems like they forgot to give everyone else a moveset. Kakashi's light attack combo is just these 2 punches, which granted, the 2 punches kill every enemy in the game pretty much. We got 2-punch Kakashi over here, but why didn't he get combos like Naruto? Choji, for instance, has a 3-hit combo, but the first 2 hits are the exact same punch. What the hell happened there? The only characters that are fun to play taijutsu with to figure out combos are Naruto and Rock Lee. Maybe Neji a bit too. Oh, and I guess Might Guy, because they literally just took Rock Lee's moveset and copied it for Guy. That's it. That's all they did. This game feels unfinished in so many places, not only in this moveset stuff, but the Chips menu, for instance, it doesn't have any music, which feels like a very odd choice. And speaking of, I love the chipboards in the first game. It felt like I was choosing which buffs I wanted to take into battle, trying to fill the entire thing. It was a nice puzzle. The new chipboards suck. You can just shove a bunch of ships in there until you beat the game. Only in the post game you start optimizing your space. And even then, you can always upgrade your board to get even more space. And what's worse is that every character gets a board now. And while that sounds good, because more boards equals more fun, what actually happens is that every time you get a new chip, you have to go through everyone's boards to equip it. It becomes busy work. They had a good thing going in the first game, and I think they ruined it in this one. Also, most chips have to be bought from the store, and they are sort of expensive, which means the game wants you to do side missions. But luckily, side missions have a lot more variety this time around. It's not just beating up monkeys, even though you do have to beat up a lot of monkeys in these missions. You have missions where you have to like defeat enemies on boats using only ninja tools, or destroy crossbows, or protect these boxes. Most of them are still just defeating enemies or chasing a shadow on the map, but you know, at least it's not just all that. And then we get to the main story, and this is where, in my opinion, the game improved the most. You're actually following a story from mission to mission, instead of each mission being its own mini story. It's still an original tale, doesn't follow the canon. Instead, the villain is someone called the Master Puppet. These missions also feel a bit more elaborate, more complete. It's not just traveling to a place and defeating enemies. This time there's exploring, there's platforming. It takes you on a ton of different environments, both indoors and outdoors. There are escape sequences, there are even puzzles. And whenever you're stuck, you can just summon your clones and they'll point to the solution. There are boss fights with the unique mechanics. This was a huge step forward for Chronicles. And when you finish it all, you have another story to play with Kakashi as the protagonist. And as you play these stories, you unlock the characters that you can play with, which also makes it a lot more engaging. engaging, and to help with that engagement, the game also features co-op. You can play the story missions or the side missions with a friend who just has to press start anytime they want to join. The problem is, and I say this without any hyperbole, this is the worst co-op experience I have ever played. And it's all because of the perspective. You see, when you're playing on your own, left stick controls the character, right stick controls the camera. The usual, right? By the way, the camera controls are still inverted and I hate it. But when someone joins your game, the camera will just follow the second player. So none of you have control over the camera. And it's an absolute nightmare to play. This whole co-op system, just throw in at the trash. It might as well not exist. All I had to do was split screen. It would have fixed everything. Also, two-player battles. Throw them in the garbage. The game was so not designed to be a fighting game. There's no block button, which means you can just do this to win. And they didn't even try to balance it. I mean, it's bad enough that some characters don't have combos like we mentioned, but then in comes Itachi and what the hell is happening? So in conclusion, a step forward from the first game as it's not as repetitive, it takes you through a lot more environments, having more puzzles, platforming and exploration does make it easier to play through, but so many of the new features they added are just terrible. Co-op and versus are unplayable, and I really didn't like what they did with the chip systems. So with that, let's rank it. It's definitely better than the first Uzumaki Chronicles, but not by much given all these shortcomings. So it's gonna take the top spot at D rank, and I don't know if I'm disappointed because I simply expected more, or if it's because you guys praised it too much. I feel like I was deceived. Anyway, let's move on to our next game. Hi, it's a brand new day. Stayed up all night playing this other Naruto game, and as it turns out, one night was all I needed to finish it. Ultimate Ninja Heroes. I feel like I need to explain what this game is. If you've played many Naruto games in the past, or if you've watched past ranking of Naruto games episodes, then you're already very familiar with the Ultimate Ninja series on PlayStation 2. Those games were huge, and we actually already ranked 3 of them. Ultimate Ninja Heroes was basically the same thing, but on the PSP. And this was the first Ultimate Ninja Heroes in the West, but in Japan, this was actually the second. The first Heroes game in Japan was a game that came out in the West as Ultimate Ninja Heroes 2 Phantom Fortress. So maybe I'm playing these out of order, or maybe not. That's how they came out in the West, and that's where I live, damn it. Gameplay wise, this is pretty much Ultimate Ninja 2, which was a lot more fluid than the first Ultimate Ninja, but it was a substitution festival. I swear, sometimes the CPU is just impossible to beat. They will sub out of literally every attack you throw at them. It's so frustrating. Ultimate Ninja 2 though is known for the amount of content it had. Gave you Konoha to explore, you had a ton of voice acting, the story mode, everything. This one is a bit thin when it comes to content. There's no story mode, just a series of fights. Though they do bring a twist to their Heroes game mode. Here you can pick a team of 3 characters and you fight with each one of them one at a time. It's not a tag system, you can't change them mid-battle. You'll just fight until one of them dies and then the next one comes in, just like King of Fighters. What's interesting about these teams is that each character has an item that can be used before battle. Some items will damage the enemy before the battle begins, others will heal your teammates, others will give you buffs or debuff your opponents. And on top of that, if you choose one of the preset teams, you will also get a team item, which will normally buff the entire team. And the cool thing is, there are hidden teams. There are characters that if you put them together, they also get a unique bonus, but they're not the preset teams that you can see on display. So as you unlock new characters, you can find new teams, and that's kind of cool. This game is also an RPG. Every time you clear an encounter, you get some points that you can use to level up your characters. And you also get scrolls which you can use to unlock side missions. But it does the Naruto thing of unlocking new missions as you graduate from the academy, become a genin, a chunin, etc. So there's some progression to be felt there. And that's it. As you can see, it's super light on content. You can beat it in a couple of hours, and what you beat is just a series of battles using the Ultimate Ninja 2 fighting system. I do like what they did with some ultimate attacks and victory screens once you beat a game mode or your ninja rank goes up. I think that with the limited specs of the PSP, they actually made some cool looking animations. There are also a few unblockables to get, like images or movies, but you know, it's a total grind since all there is in this game is fight after fight without much variety. The game supports wireless multiplayer if you had a friend with another PSP and another copy of the game, but you know how I feel about these types of multiplayer. It's just so situational. I mean, how many people did you guys know that had a PSP with this game on it? Can't be many. While on a home console, you always have the option to play locally against a friend. All you need is an extra controller. On a portable device, you need 2 consoles and 2 copies of the game. It's just not the same. I think this game will actually be super easy to rank, as it's pretty much Ultimate Ninja 2 with a smaller roster and without the content of Ultimate Ninja 2. So it's basically Ultimate Ninja 1, except it still plays a lot better than the first Ultimate Ninja. That was a bit clunky. And it's also got those unlockables that place Ninja Council at the top of E. So that's exactly where this is gonna go, the top of E rank. The love for this series has been phenomenal so far. Even if you guys sometimes disagree with my picks, you respect it, and that's what it's all about. If you guys keep this up, we might actually rank all the Naruto games. And who knows where we go from there? Dragon Ball games? One Piece games? I really have no idea. I just wanted to say thank you for your support. Don't forget our special offer today. Click the link down below to get that 50% discount on Keeps, and let me know which games you'd like me to rank next. Whatever you pick, I'll be streaming it over on Twitch, and as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye.